All right, I want to take the time to share a story of a deer I call Pitchfork. Really cool deer. And I first had an encounter with him back in the summer of 2021 when I started to get his pictures on trail cam. Really nice deer, young deer. I guessed him to be 3.5 years old. Really wide, really tall, and this buck had the potential to become a really big deer. And I had 2 other deer in 2021, that same fall that I was after, the Giant 8 and King Tut. But I definitely wanted to see what he looked like on the hoof. And I'd get my chance on November 4th, 2021.
And I'm up in the stand, it's 4 o'clock, and here comes Pitchfork. We ended up having a stare down for a little over 2 minutes. He didn't move an inch. I swear he could hear my heartbeat.
Now I didn't shoot him, although it was very tempting. And the plan was not to take that deer. I just wanted to honestly see what he looked like on the hoof. But when he came in, he definitely looked really nice. It was very tempting. But so later in 2022, in January, I came back out to this property on a coyote hunt. And after the hunt was done, I put my rifle away and I decided to walk around a little bit looking for sheds. And I normally don't look for sheds in January. But I came across his right side, and it was from the year before when he was 2.5 years old. Really nice buck. And I could tell, gosh, this is a young deer, but he's gonna really turn into something nice. So I was really excited to find that shed. Now I came back out to the farm in March. It was March 15th. And once again, I was on a coyote hunt. And after I got done hunting, put the rifle away, started walking around looking for some sheds. And 5 minutes into it, right along a fence line, I found his left side. So this is the buck that I had an encounter with back in November, just a few months prior. Nice long G2s and 3s. And he had about 2.5 inches of tine still attached. It broke off when I got home, but I have that piece at home. It was about maybe a 4-inch G4, and he broke a little bit off of his brow tine, but just an awesome, awesome find. So I had a little bit of time left, and I decided to keep walking. And 256 paces away, I paced it off after I found the shed. About 4 feet off the ground in a bush was his right side, right there. He also had a portion of his G4 broken off, but this time it was probably closer to maybe 6 inches. Just a nice buck. So here it is, both of them, right there. Just an incredible find. I was tickled to death. So then we fast forward to the fall of 2022. And I'd never had another encounter with him on camera or in person the rest of the fall. I ended up shooting the Giant 8 in November during the gun season. Very happy with that buck. Buck that scored right around 160 as an 8-pointer. Cool story. And I would never see him on camera again. Now the summer of 2022 rolled around, and there was a buck that came into the area, and I called him Ice Pick. A 4.5-year-old brute, giant deer, big muscle-bound buck, big bases, thick bases, probably 6-inch base on the right side, and he has a little dagger kicking out from the base of his right side. And this deer was in here every 2-3 days, and he was pushing all the other bucks around. And I didn't know this at the time during the summer, but he didn't show up at all in late August and early September like he did the year before. So I thought, gosh, you know, what's going on? And I started to notice this other buck called Ice Pick, and my guess is that kept him from coming through this area, and so he moved to a different part of the farm. Okay, so that was the whole fall of 2022, and I was after Curly, and I have that hunt on my YouTube channel here, and I had 7 encounters with him. Awesome fall. I shot him, and the arrow did not have good penetration, so I lost him, and he showed back up, and I had 2 more encounters, and then he dropped early in January, and I wasn't able to find his sheds. But that sometimes happens. So now we fast forward to March. Today is the 14th, Tuesday. Now on Sunday, the 12th, just 2 days ago, I came out here, and I came out to hang a stand and cut some shooting lanes because I wanted to move my stand from the tree that I have previously sat in because the background cover is not very good, and I'm right on top of the deer trails. I wanted to be off to the side about another 10-15 yards further and closer to this cow pasture, so I don't have to walk into and penetrate the woods very far and leave a lot of scent. So I came out to hang a stand, cut some shooting lanes, and then after I was done, I decided to fling a few arrows because this spring for the turkey season, I'm going to be hunting with the bow exclusively. So dialed in my bow, I was shooting good, no big deal. I had about 45 minutes left of a decent daylight, so I called my wife and I said, look, I'll be home a little after 7:30, and I want to come out here and walk around, try to find some sheds. About 20 minutes into it, I look and I see Pitchfork's right side. Could not believe it. Scored 70 3/8. Nice long 25-inch main beam, long 2s and 3s. I could not believe it. Disappeared all last summer, fall, and winter. Didn't see him. Not once in person, not once on camera. And I'm pretty sure that buck called Ice Pick was responsible for bumping him out of the area. But I'm going to come up to the camera a little closer here so you can see, really appreciate how big this shed is. Nice long beam. So the hunt is back on. He broke off a little bit of his brow tine. If he didn't do that, he'd be about 72, 73 inches. Assuming the left side is very similar in mass and tine length, which I'm sure it will be if I find it, that puts him right about 165. So this year he'll be 5.5, definitely on the hit list.